Hey Cancer, welcome to your this time bi-weekly forecast. Usually I do a 1 week forecast, but this is going to be for February 1st through the 13th because I'm late getting the forecasts up and I want to get a head start on the week coming up, and then hopefully I can be on track again. So this will be for the 1st through the 13th. We do have a new moon in Aquarius happening on the 1st, which is going to be bringing in a time of clean slate energy, new beginnings, stepping into our power, stepping into our authenticity. So we're going to see how Cancer may be feeling that or vibing with that. You guys are very, very closely tied in with moon energy, right? So we're going to see what might be coming up here for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The first card that's coming up here is the Four of Cups. Now, Four of Cups might be seen as a card of like indifference, or we're not happy about something, but this is letting us know how you're going to be feeling this new moon energy, okay? From the time it starts up into the next full moon. Four of Cups is a card that comes up when we're maybe not happy about something. We're not satisfied. We don't like what we're being offered. And sometimes people see this as negative, but it's not. Because this is the energy that we're in when we're raising the bar. When we start to realize, wait a minute now, I deserve more than this. There's a sense of worthiness. There's a sense of like your self-esteem increasing and realizing that you deserve more. A lot of the times I see Four of Cups come up for people when you've manifested some stuff and you were happy for a little bit, and then you're like, you know, I don't mean to be ungrateful, but this is nonsense. Like, I'm not happy with this, because you manifested what you manifested from a very limited thinking, right? Like maybe things were really, really bad and you just manifested this bare minimum life. And when it came in, you were really happy about it. But then you're like, wait a minute now, like this is bare minimum. Where's the season? Where's the spice? Where's the flavor, right? You start to realize that you're wanting and deserving of more, and you raise the bar. It's like saying, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get out of this terrible job and find a new job where, you know, my boss doesn't yell at me and treat me like crap, and they don't forget to pay me, and I don't always have to go and double check my paycheck because always, every time, somehow, there's some mistake. They shorted me on my hours, and I have to go and I have to correct them. Then I have to wait forever for the right check to come in. That is ridiculous, right? You shouldn't have to deal with that circumstance. You should be working in a work environment that's not abusive. You should be working in a work environment where you get paid when you work, right? Get paid for every single minute that you work. If, you know, or if you're in a situation like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to, you know, find a boyfriend or find a girlfriend who's not going to cheat on me and who isn't using me for a place to stay, or isn't always, you know, pressuring me to, you know, buy things for them or help them financially. That's bare minimum. That is bare minimum. You deserve a partner who's not going to cheat on you. That's bare minimum. You deserve a partner who's with you for the right reasons and not because they're mooching off of you financially. That is bare minimum. And so Four of Cups comes up when you're starting to realize this stuff is bare minimum. This person doesn't deserve a parade or an award for the way in which they're showing up in my life. Or this circumstance, this situation, or this job isn't that great, isn't that wonderful. In fact, we're seeing so much on the news. I try to avoid the news, but sometimes I can't avoid it, and bits of news come into my life. And even I heard, as somebody who tries to avoid the news, that a lot of people are leaving their jobs right now. Circumstances have changed. People are downsizing their lives. People are, you know, cutting back in their budgets and stuff, and people are deciding not to return to jobs they had before all of this Rona stuff happened. There's a lot of employers that are looking for work. I was passing through and visiting a friend a while back in a small town, and so many businesses in her town closed down small mom and pop businesses because they couldn't find workers. They had help wanted signs forever, and they didn't have anybody to work to run the store, and stores and restaurants got shut down. There's a lot of people that are abandoning their jobs right now, or who are finding a way to not have to work. They're changing their priorities. I'm not saying that people don't want to work. That's a whole nother debate I'm not going to get into. But people are leaving a lot of jobs. And so you might be realizing that, hey, you know what? There's a lot of jobs out there. And a lot of companies right now are having a hard time finding employees. This is a good time for me to look around. This is a good time for me to put out some resumes. This is a good time for me to start working on a career change, whatever it might be. So you're beginning to realize that there's more out there when the Four of Cups is here. You're not satisfied with what you have and you're wanting more. And that's not a bad thing. This is how you guys are feeling when the new moon energy comes in and you start feeling the new moon energy over the next few weeks. You're like, I want more, I want more, I want more. And this is your motivating factor for that clean slate, for that fresh start, for that change. Your next card coming up here, Cancer, is the King of Swords. Okay? This also came up for Capricorn. And it came up, I want to say, for Libra. Okay? If you have had some challenges with a Capricorn or a Libra, because this card also came up for them, this gives me the feeling or the vibe that Cancer can expect to have a positive resolution. Like you guys are going to come to a win-win solution, a win-win agreement. If you have Capricorn or Libra placements, I would strongly suggest that you watch the Libra and Capricorn video, because this is a repeating energy. So there's going to be things in those videos that are probably going to be applicable for you in the next couple of weeks because of your placements. Now, traditionally speaking, the King of Swords can be an air sign person. So air sign people are going to be Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. So some of you could be dealing with an air sign person. If you have an air sign placement, you might be focusing on those areas of your life, or there could be solutions or opportunities coming to you in those areas of your life. The King of Swords, however, the way that I read in the weekly forecasts when I'm not doing love and romance, I do love and romance separate on my channel. Love and romance videos for February are linked in the description of this video. But the King of Swords, when we're looking at you and focusing on you and your journey, those of you who are coming into this energy, you're stepping into the King of Swords energy. The King of Swords does not make decisions out of guilt. The King of Swords is not manipulated or bullied into doing anything. The King of Swords is always going to make the decision that is going to be in the best and highest good and bring about the best, most productive result. Some of you may be seeking out wise counsel. The King of Swords can be an expert in a certain area or field, or a lawyer. So maybe some of you are going and getting legal advice about a situation, or getting help with, permits or like contracts, permits, liability kind of stuff. Maybe you're getting help around that kind of stuff, or maybe you're seeking out a financial planner or financial advisor, or a therapist or counselor or life coach, or someone who's coming in and like sprucing up your resume and giving you some tips and tricks on how to put yourself out there in the job market. Some of you might be seeking some kind of counsel. But for many of you, you may be coming into the energy of your decision making. You're not happy, and so you may be making a decision to do some things to change those things about your life. Now, when this came up for Capricorn, the shield was really jumping out at me, and it was looking to me like a big coin. And so it made me feel like they're really focused on their financial stuff. And maybe you might be too, Cancer, especially if you have a Capricorn placement, or if you're dealing with a Capricorn. However, the vibe I'm getting most here in this King of Swords is all these little stars are jumping out at me for you guys, and the angel wings are jumping out at me. So for you guys, Cancer, the vibe that I feel for Cancer with this King of Swords card is that you are starting to make your decisions trusting in your intuition. I feel like a lot of Cancers are coming out of a cycle or a pattern where things happen and you're like, oh man, I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen, right? You saw it coming, but you listened to the advice of people in your life. Or you may have asked somebody or confronted them and they're like, oh, no, it's fine. And then you turn around and you see, no, it's actually what you thought it was. And they were just, keeping something from you. So you're like, nope, I'm going to listen to my intuition. I'm going to listen to my gut. If my gut is telling me to go right, I'm going to go right. If it's telling me to go left, I'm going to go left. I'm going to start listening to what my gut is telling me. I feel like you're giving yourself permission to trust your intuition and to do what you feel is best. Maybe a lot of you have been pressured or convinced not to trust in your own judgment, but I feel a sense of like being really confident with your judgment and being able to trust your judgment with the King of Swords for Cancer. The next card that's coming up here for you guys is the Princess of Pentacles, okay? Now, this could also be seen as a page. A princess could be seen as a page. So the Page of Pentacles, pages and princesses can be seen as children, okay? Maybe some of you are setting some boundaries here or coming to agreements with children who are a little bit older, still young, still under parental supervision. They're not 18 yet. You can't kick them out of the house. But they're not like little kids. So some of you might be coming into agreements with your children in ways that they're going to be stepping up or helping out and teaching them responsibility. I do get that vibe here from this Princess of Pentacles. I almost feel like she's putting her hand on her heart and she's making a promise. She's making an agreement. But then there's that pentacle over her head, so that might be the motivator, right? Kind of like, okay, well, if you want this money, or if you want money for certain things, this is how you're going to earn the money around the house, or this is what you're going to do, or you're going to have to save for the things that you're wanting or the things that you're asking for. So there could be something here in teaching children how money works, teaching children financial responsibility. But outside of kids, for me in my readings, the Page of Pentacles comes up when we're beginning to put our time and our energy into things that are going to be worthwhile, things that are going to be productive for us. Instead of, running around and working, 2 or 3 jobs, you're going to look at, okay, all right, how can I do more with the money that I have? Let me sit down, let me look at the budget. Where are there unnecessary expenses where I can cut? How can I make what I have go farther? Do I have any things around me that I'm not using that I can sell and bring in some money, right? Can I look into investing, ways of investing my money and having it multiply and having it accrue interest, beneficial, positive interest? You might be looking into investments. You might be looking into doing something in terms of like your own business that might bring an income here that can be a passive income over time. So it's about getting smarter with your money and your time and your energy. To me, the Page of Pentacles is you're coming into working smarter, not harder, and making more happen with the money and the resources that you have. It's being more productive, and your relationship with finances changing, your relationship with money changing. Okay, so this is a really positive energy here in terms of clean slates or new beginnings. So I feel like some of you, this is really funny. As I'm looking at the Page of Pentacles and we see the trees that are around her, it's making me think of the Four of Wands. I know this card isn't the Four of Wands, but it's making me think of the Four of Wands. So this is making me feeling stability, structure, security, home. So some of you might be structuring your finances to where you're having a more peaceful, harmonious, comfortable home. I feel like with the changes that you're making, you're giving yourself an upgrade in your home life. You're giving yourself an upgrade also in terms of the people that you're around, your social circle, right? The Four of Wands is, you know, celebrations and people to celebrate with us, security, stability, happy home life, abundance. Some of you maybe are cutting out friends or associates who are a terrible influence on your finances. You might have friends that maybe they're constantly asking you to borrow money, or maybe they're constantly wanting to go out and they're pressuring you to spend money, or you know, they're wanting to do things that involve spending money or going to really elaborate or expensive places, or they try to start competitions with you, like they have this, you know, designer shoe or this designer shirt, or this, you know, they have this or they have that, or they're upgrading and they're getting this car or that car, and you're just like, I don't want to be around it. I don't want to be around that superficial nonsense. I don't want to be around people that want to spend their money like it's nothing, you know, who want to act like, you know, they're wiping their bottom with money. They have so much of it. Like, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in being around those kinds of people. So I feel like some of you are cutting out associations with people who are a negative influence for you financially, or who are constantly struggling. You're like, I don't want to be around that energy. I don't want to be around the struggle energy, right? Next card that's coming up here is the Two of Cups. How funny. I was just talking about stability and security and thinking of Four of Wands, right? Even though that's not the Four of Wands, it was making me think of the Four of Wands. And maybe the reason why it was making me think of the Four of Wands is because your next card here is the Two of Cups. Now, we talked about the struggle energy. We talked about the broke energy. We talked about the flamboyance and the showing off. And now we have Two of Cups. And Two of Cups is going to be this flow. Obviously, a lot of the times Two of Cups is seen as like a soulmate card, a true love card, a romance card. And as I said, I'm not focusing on love and romance in the weekly forecast. However, there could be absolutely positively relationship stuff happening here for you that you're manifesting or calling in or starting over with a clean slate. Because even though Two of Cups is soulmates and true love, Two of Cups can also have the keywords of resolution to a conflict. Like forgiveness, resolving a conflict, resolving a problem, renewing your commitment in a relationship, renewing your vows. That can also be energy that comes in with the Two of Cups. Now, this full moon is really jumping out at me. So don't be surprised if you don't have some really major positive things happening in your love life, in your social life, in your relationships between the time that I'm posting this video and the next full moon. But the Two of Cups is a giver meets giver, right? Two of Cups for me is you get sick of being taken advantage of. And so this other person knows how you feel because they've been taken advantage of their whole life, just like you. And now these two people come together and each person is thinking, how can I make my partner happy today? What can I do for my partner? How can I fill my partner's cup? And they're thinking the same thing about you. So these are the kinds of relationships that are very harmonious and that will last forever because both people are thinking, you know, what can I do for my partner? And so they're watering each other. They're feeding each other. It's growing. It's reciprocal. So even if your focus isn't on romance, even if you could not care less about a romantic relationship, the Two of Cups tells us that you're coming into a time where you're going to have supportive people in your life. People that are showing up and offering something. They're not simply coming to take from you. They're coming to lighten your load, to contribute. It's not only about what they can take from you. So you are attracting generous energy into your life, harmonious, supportive energy into your life, instead of people who want to compete, people who want to argue, people who want to fight. People who are struggling and want to mooch off you. All of that, gone, done, fallen by the wayside. And it's being replaced with this beautiful, flowing, giving, harmonious energy. Your next card coming up here, Cancer. I don't know, my dears. I said I'm not looking at love. And don't get me wrong, this next card here can absolutely have other implications. It's not only going to be about love. However, we have the hierophant. And traditionally speaking, the hierophant can be seen as traditional commitment, such as a marriage. Hierophant can be one of the marriage cards, commitment cards. So that can definitely be something that some of you are manifesting or renewing at this time, and removing any negative influences on it. Anyone or anything that's been negatively affecting your existing marriage or your desire to marry. Now, the hierophant is a major arcana card. So the major arcana cards are going to come up anytime that we're at a significant new beginning, at a significant chapter. And this Aquarius new moon is all about new chapter, clean slate, new beginning. And the hierophant is about our beliefs, our morals, our ethics, our principles. And so some of you might really be doing some soul searching here and figuring out, what do you believe? And connecting with God, connecting with your beliefs, connecting with the spiritual realm, and what you believe to be truth, and who you believe to be in charge or in control. So the hierophant here can be our beliefs and our commitment to those beliefs. And so a lot of you Cancers, not only are you looking for a new beginning, and you're not fulfilled with the way life has been, as you're creating this new beginning, as you're creating this new life, you're basing your life on your beliefs, on what you believe to be right, on what you believe to be true, on what you believe to be ethical and moral. You're making your decision based on what is in your heart in terms of your beliefs. And you can't fail when you do that. You really can't. So I feel there's this sense of like resolve. And as you're doing it, home is falling into place. Work is falling into place. Friendships are falling into place. Love life is falling into place. Everything is falling into place as you're stepping out of fear and limited thinking and making your decisions based on your beliefs, your morals, and your values. Some of you might be leaving a religious organization or getting more, or political organization even. And you might be doing more research and reading and studying and praying and meditating and figuring out what resonates with you, what you believe to be the truth, where you feel guided. But as you're coming into this resolve and you're making your decisions based on your beliefs, it's aligning you with soul tribe. It's aligning you with security, stability, and opportunity. Very beautiful, very powerful messages here. Again, you may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks your moon sign and rising sign might resonate more for you than your sun sign. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. Real quick, I just want to let you guys know, as I said, I'm going a little bit further out with this video instead of just doing 7 days because I want to try to get ahead. I've been behind. And I know a lot of you have noticed I've been very inconsistent with posting the weekly forecasts. I've been inconsistent with the podcast. It's not that I'm being lazy or that I don't care. I've had a lot of stuff going on my end and trying to get a handle on it and be well. I am glad to say and let you guys know I am very close right now to getting a diagnosis. Hopefully I'll have one in the next few weeks. I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but I'm waiting to be officially diagnosed before I say anything to you guys. I'm okay. Don't worry. I'm fine. But once I have the diagnosis, it's going to be good because then I'm going to know exactly what I need to do to care for myself and to be in a place where I can be consistent for you all. And I can post consistently, right? It's going to give me some instructions. It's going to give me an action plan. It's going to give me my maintenance routine. So as soon as I know, I will let you all know, because maybe it's going to be helpful for somebody out there. Maybe somebody else is going through something similar and they're like, what is going on? Why do I feel this way? And they're like, oh my gosh, I never thought to look into that. Maybe I should check. Maybe I should see. Maybe I should get tested for that myself, you know? And so I will share with you guys when I know. I just don't want to say anything until I have something concrete or official. But I do want to let you guys know. It's not that I don't care. So those of you who've been loyal, who keep coming back, who've been putting up with my sporadic inconsistency, I appreciate you more than you know. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I'm wishing you all a wonderful, wonderful next couple of weeks. And hopefully I'll see you all in the weeklies. Take care and be well. Bye, Cancer.